This video is part 2 of a two-part series where Henry Tamburin, who is the author of 6 books on casino gambling, discusses 6 tips to become a smarter video poker player.
Tip number 1 has to do with the volatility of video poker games. I mentioned the fluctuations that I experience from one year to the next with jacks or better. And believe it or not, jacks or better is a very low volatile video poker game compared to other video poker games. For example, if we focus on double-double bonus, that's a very popular video poker game. It's probably the most popular that video poker players like to play. That particular game has a much higher volatility than the 9-6 jacks or better. Why? Because with double-double bonus, a lot of the return is focused on the low probability hands of 4 of a kind. So the casino funds the 4 of a kind hands compared to, say, jacks or better with more money, more payouts. But what they do is they lower the payout for the more frequently hit 2 pair. So when you look at a pay schedule and you see, for example, 2 pair only paying 1 for 1, that generally indicates you have a video poker game that has a high volatility. In practical terms, that means if I'm going to play in a casino, say a 3-hour session, and I calculate, say, using one of the video poker software programs, how much money should I bring for this 3-hour session of 9-6 jacks or better, it'll calculate it. And let's say it's $300. And that software is going to tell you that the chance of you losing $300 is very low. Now let's suppose somebody else is going to play next to you and he's going to play double-double bonus. And he wants the same risk of not losing his money. Well, $300 isn't going to hack it. He's going to need more money. And that's the downfall of a lot of average players. They go and they play the high volatility games and they don't bring enough bankroll, so they find themselves tapped out long before they're finished their playing session. So if you want to play video poker and get the maximum play time and the smallest volatility, you want to focus on games that have this low volatility, and you can find out what the volatility is of any game by looking in a video poker book, or you can go to the wizardsofodds.com video poker page. They list the number for the volatility. Tip number 2 is how you can earn more money when you're playing video poker. The reality is when you play video poker, more than likely your overall return from playing is going to be slightly under 100%. For example, we mentioned 9-6 jacks or better returns 99.54% if you play it accurately. What you want to do is you'd like to get that overall return over 100%. Well, you can see you're short. You're short about 0.4, 0.5%. How do you get over 100%? There's 2 things you have to master. One is you got to take advantage of cashback, and you want to take advantage of bounce back. Let me focus on cashback first. Casinos want to reward their loyal players. The first thing you want to do is get yourself a player's card and always use it when you're playing video poker. The reason is the casino's computer system is going to track your play. And casinos will reward you for the amount of money that you gamble. They call that coin in. And that's the only thing they're interested in. How much they give you back depends on your coin in, not how much you win or lose. But they're going to rebate a certain percent of your coin in. It's like buying a car. I buy a car for $30,000, the dealer's going to rebate me a couple of $1,000s. Well, when you play in a casino, if you join the Players Club, the amount of money you gamble, they're going to rebate a certain percent. What you want to make sure is and that rebate, that percentage varies from casino to casino. Some casinos will rebate 0.1% of your coin in, others will rebate 0.3%. And you should find out what the base rebate or base return is for playing video poker. You usually can find that by going to the Players Club and asking them, or you can go to the casino's website, Or you can go to one of the other websites that I mentioned earlier, like LasVegasAdvisor.com. So first thing is, know what the percent cashback is for that casino. The second thing is, let's say it's 0.1%, which isn't a lot. What you want to do now is schedule your play time when the casinos offer multiple points. That is extremely important. If I'm getting 0.1% times my coin in either cash or free play, if I play when the casino is offering 4, 5, or 6 times multiple points, meaning instead of getting 0.1%, they're going to give me 0.6 and 0.7, that's going to increase the number of points you earned during your play session. That's going to convert to more money you're going to get in cash, or more money you're going to put in the machine for free play. So you need to discipline yourself to find out when your local casino offers multiple points, and you want to make sure you schedule your play time. I'll give you another real-world example. I play in a casino that has a base rate of 0.13%. That's what they give me based on my coin in. On Mondays, they multiply all of my points by 8. Well, if you take 0.13 and you multiply by 8, that's 1.04% that they give back to me. And they give it back to me in terms of free play. Well, if I add what I get playing the game, and this happens to be a casino that has 9-6 jacks or better progressive, my return is 99.6%. I add in the 1.04%, so I'm over 100%. So that's important. I'm now an advantage video poker player. What else can you do? So first thing is take advantage of multiple points. The second thing is you want to maximize your mailers. Once you play video poker in a casino, and I suggest you play consistently at the same casino, you want to make sure that you maximize your mailers. The mailers are what comes in the mail, and these from the casino. They'll send you a mailer every month, and it lists all the activities and promotions that they have for the upcoming month. And usually there are coupons in those mailers. We call them bounce back coupons. The coupon might say, we'll give you $50 every week for the next month. You go back to the casino, you bounce back, that's how that got that term. You go back to the casino, you go to the machine, you put in your player's cards, and you can download that $50 that the casino gives you. You'd like to get $100, you'd like to get $200 every week. How do you maximize that amount? The key is to make sure that when you play, you get the highest theoretical average for your playing session. Now let me explain this because this is extremely important. The casinos, they want to reward their players. And what they do nowadays is they take a look at your coin in. Obviously, the more you play, the higher your coin in, and the more you're going to be rewarded. But they will take that coin in and they multiply by a percent. They call it Theo, based on whatever machine you're playing. And they multiply those two, and they get what they call a Theo. That's what sits in their computer. So if you go to a casino tomorrow, you play video poker for 3-4 hours, whatever coin in you put in, they'll multiply a percent. And the computer will say, for this particular day, for this session, you had this much Theo. And what that Theo means for them, that's a theoretical amount that they expect to win from you. Now what most casinos do is they'll average those session Theos over a certain period of time. Some casinos use 3 months. The casino that I play on, that I mentioned earlier, uses a 21-day session average. It's very difficult to find out this information. They're not free with it. What I suggest is you ask a casino host. That's one of the perks you can get out of a casino host in some casinos. So how do you maximize that Theo? Because if you keep the Theo high for, say, 21 trips, you're going to get a very much higher mailer than if somehow that Theo goes down. And a lot of players, they don't understand that, and they trip themselves. For example, players go to a casino and they decide they're not going to play, they're going to go eat in the restaurant, and then they're going to go home. They go sit in the restaurant, casino restaurant, they go have a nice meal, the bill comes, and they play with their points, the points they earned that's on their player's card. When they do that, they trip a session. The computer knows that they're in the casino, and it's going to say, they're there, and they're going to trip you for a session. You walk out of the casino without playing, what's going to happen is the computer's got you for 0 Theo for that day. Well, if you take a 0 Theo and you add it to your other Theos, you can see that the average goes down and your mailer goes down. Another example, the casino gives you free play. You run to the casino, you run through your free play, and then you leave. Again, you're going to trip yourself, and you're going to end up with a 0 playing session, and that's going to lower your Theo. So in order to maximize your mailers, maximize the bounce back that you get, you want to make sure that when you go to a casino, if you're going to use points, if you're going to download your bounce back or you download your free play, that you play during that session. If you just do those other things without playing, you're going to trip yourself, and you're never going to get a high Theo, and you're never going to get the high bounce back and the better mailers. So that's real important. The last tip has to do with how can I keep this money that I've earned by playing video poker. Because you have to understand, you have a silent partner when you play video poker. It happens to be Uncle Sam. If you hit a payout that pays $1,200 or greater, you're going to have a casino employee come to your machine, the machine's going to lock up, and they're going to give you a tax form. It's a W-2G. You're going to get a copy, and another copy is sent to Uncle Sam. When you file your taxes, whether it's federal and most states, they're going to expect on your income tax when you file that you're going to report that gambling win as earnings, because the IRS regulations say gambling winnings are taxable. So what can you do to make sure that you're not paying too much taxes on your winnings? What you need to make sure is that you can report your losses, and that's what you want to do, but when you report winnings and losses on your income tax, you got to make sure you maintain a gambling log. So this is the last bit of information I can tell you. Maintain a gambling log. In fact, the IRS regs state you should maintain a session gambling log. Just get yourself a book, and every time you go to the casino and you play video poker, just put down the date, the casino, what game you played, how much you won or lost, and then at the end of the year, you add up all your wins, your session wins, you put that in your income tax filing, and you do the same thing with the losses. If you get audited, then you'll have no problem. You can present your gambling log. I've had too many of my colleagues that didn't take this advice. They reported gambling wins without keeping gambling logs, and they went through that horror show known as an IRS audit. You don't want to have to go through that, because if you can't support your gambling losses and you can report losses up to the amount of your wins, the IRS is going to charge you a tax for all of that money, that hard-earned money that you won. They're going to charge you not only do you have to pay a tax on the winnings, but you're going to have to pay a penalty for not filing correctly. So the last tip I can leave you is please make sure you maintain a gambling log. You'll never know when you need it if Uncle Sam audits you, but it's really nice to have if you have to go into an audit. If you want to learn more about me and some of the information that I have on my website, you can either go to smartgaming.com, which has articles on all different casino games that I've written, or you can go to bjinsider.com, and that site has the Blackjack Insider newsletter, which I edit, and there you'll find information on blackjack. For 3 free issues of the BJ Insider, just simply go to this URL. It's bjinsider.com/free trial.